G'day legends, I hope you're all fantastic. On today's video, I want to talk about some more of my favorite guitars. I did a video a little while ago going through all my favorite and best sounding guitars, and a bunch of you were curious about what I had left out and why. So we're going to go through what I'm going to call the not quite A-team. These guitars are fantastic. I love them. They're an essential part of my collection, but in a lot of cases, their role is filled by another instrument. And I did do that other video talking about all those instruments. They're the guitars that I reach for first. And if those guitars don't do it, these are the guitars that I will reach for. And to be honest, I would be happy with any of these being my main guitar when I'm gigging or recording in the studio. We all know what it's like to have gear acquisition syndrome. And while I am lucky enough to make a living out of playing music and doing this YouTube channel where I talk about guitar tones and guitar gear all the time, collecting guitars is also my main hobby. So that's one reason why I have all these instruments. And if you're like me, please let me know in the comment section below. I know there's a lot of us out there. I know there's probably a bunch of people who have a couple of instruments that they rely on and they try to keep things as minimal as possible. I'm not one of those people. So let's talk about why. First up is this Gibson ES335 TD from the late 70s. This one belonged to my dad. I liked it so much that I just had to annex it from his collection, and I played one of my favorite guitar solos that I've personally ever recorded on this guitar, the guitar solo for the Ragdoll song Self-Censored. It has since had a stainless steel refret and plex setup from Tim at Williams Guitars here in Perth, WA. It's got the original T-top pickups in it. It's got the original two-way coil split on here and the trapeze tailpiece. I have used this for a bunch of gigs, and it's just one of those guitars that oozes vibe to me. It's a studio weapon for me, and this layered with fuzz or effects as an extra track to your main rhythm track or for overdubs is just absolute magic, and I like it for that sort of Malcolm Young crunch as well. This is basically the Gretsch that I don't have in my collection. It's this 335. Talking about Gibsons, this is a 2002 Les Paul Standard Premium Plus. This has one of the best flame maple tops that I've seen on a standard production Gibson. I have replaced the electronics and the hardware on this one. These pickups were wound by Martin A. Smith here in Perth, Western Australia. Very much a classic PAF flavor. I've put a Tone Pros locking bridge and tailpiece, and then Gotto SD90 locking tuners on this guitar. I love that it still pretty much looks stock. Well, when I say stock, it looks like a classic Les Paul. You wouldn't know that there's the hardware upgrades on there. One fun thing on here is the magnets on these two pickups are reverse polarity from one another. So when you put it on the middle, A lot of you were asking about this green PRS Custom 24. I have swapped the pickups out to a Seymour Duncan Jazz and JB. I've left everything else on this guitar totally stock, and I've used this on a lot of demo videos and a lot of gigs. It's very versatile, it's incredibly easy to play, it's super comfy, and it just looks great under stage lights. However, the PRS that I feel has a little bit more character and one that's super underrated in my collection is this guitar. It's a 2008 PRS Mirror. I guess you'd call it a Mirror Core, although at the time PRS didn't have the Core S2 or SE designations. I bought this guitar from Norman's Rare Guitars in 2012, the very first time I went to the USA on tour. I showed up without a guitar, so it was pretty essential that I actually bought something to use on that tour. I tried out a whole bunch of different guitars at Norm's, and I ended up settling on this one. I also bought my jazz bass at the same time. I used it for that first 2012 Ragdoll tour, so I have a lot of great memories attached to this guitar, and I actually hadn't pulled it out until just before, put it into drop C, and I remember how much I love playing this guitar. To me, this is like the PRS version of an SG. The Mirror pickups, I believe, are just an uncovered version of the 245 pickups that I have in my SC245, and these two guitars actually sound very similar to one another. This is awesome as a drop C chunk machine. We need to get some Hamer love in this video, and this is my 1990 Californian Elite, complete with the boomerang inlays and 27 frets. This is another guitar that I picked up the very first year I went to the USA. I actually bought this one at a music store in Fort Worth, and I remember it well because it's the last guitar I saw in the store. It was hanging up above the entry, so as you walked in, you missed it. And it wasn't until I was about to leave the store that I looked up, saw this guitar hanging there. It was pretty beaten up. The frets were in terrible shape. The Schala Floyd Rose in it was missing a bunch of parts, but I got it because these are just so cool to me. They're like the ultimate sleek late 80s, early 90s shredder guitar. I've done a bunch of mods to it. There's a lock and roll locking nut on there. At the moment, it's got a Geica Floyd style bridge on there, a Bill and Becky L500 XL in the bridge position, some kind of stacked Damasio in the neck. I forget which one is in there, but yeah, when I want to do the one thing, I grab this guitar. Now, I know the headstock is a talking point, but if you've ever played a Tyler, or in this case, the JTG, you quickly forget about the headstock because they are amazing playing guitars. This has to be one of the nicest, most comfortable necks I've ever played, complete with the very accentuated rounded edges on there that are almost getting to a scalloped feel. It's also got a built-in mid-boost preamp on here. This is probably the best Chinese-made guitar that I've ever played. I really think Tyler nailed everything with the spec on here. The vibrato system's really comfy to use and stays in tune. Like I said, the neck feels amazing. There's modern features like the Luminlay inlays on there, and it is just perfect for those glassy 80s cleans and big, thick leads. I'll give you a couple of examples with the mid-boost preamp on and off. Speaking of Strat-shaped things that sound and play great, this is a Strat. A Fender Ultra 2 HSS Strat to be precise. It's in Sinister Red. It's got the HSS pickup combo on here, locking tuners. It's got the modern Fender 2-point bridge, which works really, really well. Beautiful satin finished Modern D neck carve on here. And this has become my go-to maple neck, maple fretboard Strat. I really like the noiseless single coils, and I have to say I'm a big fan of the Haymaker humbucker that Fender are putting in their HSS guitars. Same pickup that is in the Ultra Luxe Vintage. This is a guitar that I reach for, again, when I just want something really comfy to play, when I want something slightly fatter and thicker than your typical Strat-shaped thing, while still being a Strat. To finish up today, this absolute Chungus. This is a Warmoth baritone that I put together. It's got their Warhead headstock. I've got locking tuners on there, stainless steel frets, and their fatback profile. This is so chunky under the hands. You can see beautiful figured roasted maple on there. This one is Gonçalo Alves. I forget the pronunciation. When I did a video with this, I was corrected, and I think it's the latter one on there. Then this is their Dinky Caster body shape, single EMG 81 in the bridge, a hip shot fixed bridge, one volume control on here. I made this guitar because I just want to do this. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Let me know if there's any of my guitars that I missed. And as always, feel free to leave a comment and tell me about not only your favorite guitars, but your favorite backup guitars, the ones that you would play more if you didn't already have that slot in your life filled by your favorite guitar. If you want to see more of these videos and support the channel directly, consider signing up to the Patreon, grabbing some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll, or using one of the affiliate links in the video description. But until next time, go make some loud guitar noises, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you then.